All right. Well, yeah, one of my constituents just said to me, she said, I want to see anger from people. And I said, you know, I'm not super good at angry speeches. I'm pretty good at sad speeches. So you may not get a lot of anger from me, but I am angry. And I know a lot of you are here because enough is enough, right? You know, I have to tell you, so I just came from delivering greetings at a cat festival and then a Ukrainian festival. I wasn't prepared to speak. You may get a speech about Ukrainian cats, I'm not so sure. But truly, I wasn't prepared to speak. So I just want to speak a little bit from my heart. You know, some people say to us our jobs are hard, and how do you go in every day? I had a conversation this morning in Highlands with someone who said, like, oh, it must just be so hard on your soul. It must be hard to go in there every day. Well, I'll be honest, I do find it hard, but we are politicians with a whole lot of privilege. Who is it hard for right now under the UCP? All of you. It's hard for that healthcare worker who's had nothing but disrespect over the last 5 years. It's hard for that young academic who's made Alberta their home and wants to grow their research and is being told through Bill 18 and by this government that their research doesn't matter, and in fact they're going to do everything they can to stop supporting their research. It's hard for that senior, and this isn't a fictional story, it's hard for that senior, that 81-year-old constituent of mine who spent weeks in the hallway of a hospital. Someone who dedicated his life to public service here in Alberta, and he's spending his remaining days in the hallway of a hospital. Shame. It's hard for so many people. It's hard for that trans kid who's finally come along their journey, is finally willing to be able to be open, just to be told by Danielle Smith and that government that their identity doesn't matter, and in fact it's up for debate. Shame. It's hard. We're angry. But you know what gives me hope? All of you showing up. And so when people ask us, what can we do? How can we stop these guys? I often, you probably do as well, we often have to be the bearer of bad news to say that, you know, the next election actually isn't until 2027. I know, I'm sorry. And in fact, it's even later now because the UCP have extended it until the fall. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. But when people ask us, what can we do? How can we stop this government? You can do exactly what you're doing. You can show up, you can speak out, you can write. I love getting angry rants on social media, but I love it even more when you say, I'm going to throw this into an email to the Premier, to the NDP, and I'm going to get all my friends to write and call and show up as well. Because as hard as it all is, and I know it's hard, but as hard as it all is, I truly believe that a better future is possible, and that it's closer than it's ever been. So let's build that better Alberta together, friends.
Thank you, Janice, and thank you, Marlon, for being here today. And it's my pleasure to welcome you all here to my constituency of Edmonton City Centre. I'm proud to get to represent this little space here in the heart of my constituency in what should be the heart of democracy in our province. But what we know under Danielle Smith and the UCP, they don't believe in democracy. They're working to take it apart, to remove every check and balance, to take more power directly for themselves and out of the hands of the people of Alberta. We can't let that happen. But the best check and balance on any government is an engaged, educated, and yes, an angry public. So while Danielle Smith and the UCP try to take your democracy away, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today to bring democracy back, because this is what democracy is. And like Janice said, there are days when it feels hopeless. When we're up against a government that has a majority, that gets to pass this legislation. But the fact is, there is hope. That hope lies in you. your family, your friends. There are more people in this province that share your values than share theirs. And that is the message we need to bring to our friends, our families, our communities. We have the people, we have the numbers to bring democracy back to Alberta, to bring back a government that respects Albertans and reflects the real values of Albertans. And you being here today is one more step on that journey. I look forward to seeing you here again, I hope, real soon. Thank you to all the organizers and everyone for putting this together today. Thank you for the opportunity to join you. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Thank you, friends.